After a day of fierce competitions, it's time for the debate seminar. And we're honored to have some special judges today. Needless to say, it's really a demanding task for them to listen to all the debate speeches. So let's give them a big hand. Now, some of our honorable judges will be sharing with us their observations today and giving some advice on things to work on in the future. And after the judges give their comments, we will have a brief Q&A session. By then, please feel free to pose questions or give us some suggestions about the tournament. Now, please give a warmest welcome to Professor Nathan Weller from Taipei Caixin School.
I actually don't like these, and I'm normally loud enough that I never need one of these, if you've ever met me before. So, some quick comments for you. I think we're going to be rolling in. I'm going to be able to should I pass this to other people, or you have other people on your list? Do you have a list? Not yet. So, if I finish, the other judges, be warned, you could be asked on the spot. So I'm rolling up. First off, I've been doing this a little while now, not as long as some of the other veterans, but particularly with this competition that's been run for the last 5 years. I've been here for quite a while, so people kind of know me. Whether that's because of my infamy and being notorious, and people cringe when they see me. In the past, I've even done things like shoot bottle caps at contestants who are too loud when their opponents were talking, and other things. I've really done some wild stuff, but they keep bringing me back, so maybe it's because I'm a bit entertaining. Yeah, they always also introduce me as like honorable judge, and I'm not sure how that works because I'm pretty sure I've ruined all the thing about honor when I'm talking to you guys. Over the years here, in this competition in particular, here even at this school, where we can thank the principal for allowing us to come back over and over again. Really, I've seen improvements over the years, and I've seen different things happen. They get both better and worse. It's kind of like some things get better and then some other things fall apart. Now, this time in particular, I'm going to start with something that I was so happy to see, and that was I did not see cookie cutter debates. Now, what I mean is I did not see all of these pre-scripted speeches that people read without ever paying attention to what was being said by the other side. Of course, there was some still misses, but I'm seeing connections, particularly in cross-examination and the following speeches. Really, the only speech that can be a cookie-cutter speech that's pre-planned is our first affirmative. After that, you have to adapt. And I've been seeing that more and more and more. And I'm really proud of the judges and the coaches and the contestants who've been really harping that, really bringing that out, that you're connecting. Even sometimes when there's a little bit of a language issue, or maybe somebody didn't understand a word, people say, well, what does that mean? Or what do you mean by that? And immediately there's an explanation which has really enriched the debates. As a judge, they said, whoa, those judges, we should honor them because they made it through these rounds. I love them. I love sitting there and doing it. And if you've ever seen me, I'm pretty excited at the start of every debate. I'm like, oh yeah, woo! And then the debate happens. And normally my energy can stay right up there because I'm riveted to see what are you going to talk about. Now, I am going to point out one area that I saw across the board still kind of lacking in my 3 rounds. Maybe not to all of you, so if you take offense from this, I apologize. But keep in mind, if you're taking offense from this, it probably has a ring of truth to it. A lot of times the comments that hurt the most are the ones where you actually have to admit you're actually slipping up a little bit. Now, what I want to point out is actually with the plans, I got to see some really great ideas. And why I loved saying that I didn't see cookie cutter plans is in all 3 rounds, I did not hear really a similar plan. They might have had some similar parts, but they were drastically different about how people wanted to implement a change to the status quo, which is exciting to me. It means you're really thinking of new ideas. But then after those new ideas were brought out, How are you going to implement the plan? Now, of course, some of it's, do you agree with them, disagree with them? Some logical discussion, not just harping about a plan. But particularly if you are establishing a plan, or for that instance, a counter plan, or so it's called minor repair, which is really just a small counter plan. Really, you still have to have the burden of proof that your plan is going to work. And it's not just, do you think it's going to work? You have to convince the judges and your opponents that it's going to work. That means those details. You may think it's the greatest plan in the world, but if your opponents don't buy it, and the judges are still not buying it, that means that you understand it because you've been working on it for such a long time, but you're not maybe explaining it or giving the details that you think, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. You have to explain it like you're talking to a stupid person. Really, because you've been looking at it for so long, you are an expert on your plan. But everybody else in the room is not an expert on your plan. They know about, of course, the topic. They have their plan. You may have some things similar. But the intricacies, the small things that make your plan something that's awesome, you have to explain that to an idiot. Now, I'm not really an idiot, but what I mean is you have to make it sound like, and I could understand it just by listening to you without having to question, how are they going to do that? You have to make me believe that it's going to work. And if you can make me believe it's going to work, then your opponents get to attack it and beat it down and try to make me believe it's not going to work. All 3 times today, kind of saw a little bit of these minor repairs getting thrown in because our topic today, the status quo has issues. It's not perfect. And everybody admitted that. So there's harms, and they tried to say, okay, either there was the affirmative side saying, we're going to really fix everything, change everything, all these things we're going to change, or the negative side kept introducing these minor repairs or small counter plans. But the place that it really fell flat was those minor repairs were great ideas, but they didn't show us that the minor repair was feasible. They didn't show us that the minor repair was possible. It was just an idea. Great idea, but it's got to be something that's going to work. And again, you're an expert on your minor repair. You're somebody who's been doing research on it. But if you can't let the idiot know about it, then it's not proven that it's going to work, and therefore it's almost thrown out the window because it's not backed up. Now, again, something I'm proud of is I'm not seeing this constant, show me your evidence, show me your evidence. Again, that was what I saw in years past. I saw, show me your evidence for every single thing, which is not really a logical discussion. But that doesn't mean that you don't need any evidence. That doesn't mean that when I'm giving my speech, I'm not going to say, according to some study done in, Holland, Sweden, Germany, you take your pick. According to them, it doesn't mean that I have to say, this year, this person, this place, this many people. I don't have to list it that extensively. But I still have to mention that I got my idea from somewhere. In Germany, they did a study that proved that prostitution has decreased, the problems of legalizing it has decreased problems dealing with gangs. You'd be like, oh, okay. Now, of course, my opponents can challenge me, and that's the time that they're going to challenge me. But I still need to mention that this is not just stuff that's coming from my own head and my partner's head. We've done our research. And the other team's probably done their research. And if they have done the same research, that means they're probably going to agree with you when they know you're right and not challenge it. But if it's something that they disagree with, now's the time when they're going to challenge it. Again, it's not a call for evidence, 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 over and over again. But you still have to mention that you did some research. Okay? Part of the core of this debate style is having some work done before you get here. Not just being great, brilliant minds. Not just being smart guys. or guys and girls, sorry, ladies. By far, the ladies are the ones who are representing tonight that I saw. They were destroying the destroyers. They were great. All right, I need to be quiet because we got to get either more comments or the show on the road. So I'm done with my entertaining. They always bring me to be a circus, so.
Thank you, Mr. Nathan Weller. And now we're going to our closing ceremony. And this evening, we're privileged to have a couple of distinguished guests here with us. Let's first invite the Vice Director of Taichung Science Park, Dr. Shi Wang, to say a few words.
Professor Chang of the Department of English, National Taiwan Normal University, Principal Chen of National Experiment High School at Central Taiwan Science Park, CTSP, and esteemed judges, guests, and contestants. Good afternoon. I'm highly honored to be here at the fourth National English debate